Hey, this is Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary, May 30th, Liberty, North Carolina. I'm at the OG Hive. This hive started to really decline after they swarmed. Thought I was going to lose them, but I think they're making a comeback. I put a frame of brood in here last week to just bolster them a little bit. They look pretty busy, so I'm hoping when we get in there we see lots of eggs, lots of brood. Hopefully they're doing terrific. I'd love to see that. I am going to put a top hive feeder, I think, on here and feed them some sugar water that way. See what happens. All right, let's get in there and take a look. All right, they are taking the sugar water down, but they still have some in here. So, not taking it down all very quickly. So maybe a top hive feeder is unnecessary. I don't know. Well, let me think about it. All right, I am going to give them some pollen patty. It doesn't look like they're doing too much up here. I don't think I'm going to go through this. I'm going to put this on here just so that I don't forget. Let's get into the bottom box, see what we got down there. All right, looks pretty busy with bees. So that is a promising sight. Let me get the frame rest. Let's see what we got in this hive. All right, this frame feels pretty heavy. Some capped honey, frame full of nectar. I see pollen in here, but I don't know that I see anything else. I'm not going to look hard on that frame because I want to get to the interior frames anyway. Let's give them a little bit of smoke. All right, this is filled with pollen. A lot of pollen on this frame. Some capped honey at the top. Same thing with this side. All right, hey, we got our first brood frame. Looks very nice. I do see some wet milk larvae in here. This side's a little spottier, but I'm going to take a look down in there, see if she's backfilling it. Let's hope she is. I definitely see some milk larvae. I see larvae. I see larvae and I see eggs. All right, this frame is this is a beautiful frame. This is a beautiful frame. Perfect. Perfect frame. Sorry, little bee. Okay, this is a nice frame of brood. Good looking. Very nice. Very nice on that side as well. So at the very least, they'll have room to lay up in that medium if they need it, because I'm not going to put an excluder on there. All right, that's a beautiful capped frame of capped brood. Let's see what what they have over here. And it is filled with eggs. Okay, so she's filling this bottom up for sure. I'm not even going to bother looking on this side because there's a good chance it's filled with eggs too. I don't see her on this frame, but she's been on it pretty recently. And she's doing a great job. I'm pretty happy right now with her. All right, some frame. I see eggs, I see brood. She's doing lovely. Same with this side. Brood, couple eggs here and there, a little spotty on eggs. But they gotta finish drawing that out. I'll keep feeding them. Keep trying to stimulate those wax glands. This frame's pretty heavy. They got some nectar. Nectar and pollen. Pollen. Looks like there's room in here if she needs. And there's the queen. She's on this frame. I don't see any eggs on this frame. But there she is at the bottom, making her way. She's right there. Let's tuck her in. Don't want to run the risk of harming her. All right, they got all those cells broken down off of this frame now, finally. All right, and there's room in this frame for her to lay. Okay, so this box has got room for her to lay. She's got the top box if she needs it. They can store or move honey up top if they need to. All right, I'm pretty happy with how this box is looking. Absolutely cannot complain with how close I feel like we were to losing this hive. Everything seems pretty well back on track. This box is a little bit too wide. Alrighty, I'm gonna put that in-hive feeder on here. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna go get the bucket. Only killed one hive beetle today. Sting count was a 0 so far. Bees are definitely flying. It's fairly overcast. Not too hot. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 80, 85 degrees. Maybe we'll just pour this out. This bucket's not that heavy anymore. All right. All right, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna try to get these bees off of here so I can put the top on. And let's rescue this bee and this bee. And we'll see you next week if we don't see you sooner. This is Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary. Take care.